I had glued these wires to my seat with their end connected to a cable where I can just plug into the wall. Okay, there we are. Where the is it? The whole seat is melted. Oh!
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies kind of seeing some mild red today, a little bit of mixed across the board. Chainlink seems like it's doing all right as usual. Ethereum down a little bit more than Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum did have that breakout move before Bitcoin. Bitcoin tried to catch up, got stomped out at about the $12,000 level, and currently we have slightly pulled back. However, we have a very important 24 hours up and coming for Bitcoin, because last week we actually had Bitcoin's candle close above the previous resistance of around the $11,540 level. This made the third highest weekly candle close for Bitcoin in Bitcoin's history. And currently, if we actually zoom in right now, it looks like we're trying to put that in again. So are we going to actually still put in another higher candle, or is this sort of the top and we need to cool off and head back down to around the $9,600 level? I think we're going to have our answer relatively soon. So I do want to talk about that today. I want to discuss the fact that we have a battle going on right now between the bears and the bulls, and I want to talk about what we could possibly expect, where there was a lot of accumulation, what levels these guys might be looking at to take profits. Is this the level? Should you be worried? Big questions. Lots of people saying this $12,000 level is going to be very difficult to break above. So I want to discuss that. Also want to talk about the fact that we have some big name Wall Street tycoons, some OGs that have been in the space for quite some while, all of a sudden saying, hey, you know, this Bitcoin thing looks pretty promising. I think I'm going to hop in and put some of my allocation into it. Not to mention the fact that Warren Buffett himself recently just invested into some gold mining. So what does this mean for gold? What does it mean for Bitcoin? More specifically, why do some people think that this could be good news for Bitcoin? Well, we're going to talk about all that today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Also, today is the last day for the Ledger Nano S. If you're interested, you want to win it, drop a comment below and I will pick a random winner tomorrow in the video. Without further ado, let's hop in. So having a look at Bitcoin, you do notice that we're still in this sort of ascending triangle, some people were saying it looks like a wedge. Kind of depends on how you draw the lines. I do think it's more of an ascending triangle because we keep hitting that 12K top. You can see that we did get a nice bounce off of the heart line right here. We got down to about $11,683. Currently, we are up about 150 since that moment. However, we could fall back down to the bottom of this level, continue sideways, nothing too interesting. But what is interesting is the fact that, like I said, we did have the third highest weekly candle close for Bitcoin ever. The past two basically being crazy tops over here, right? And, actually, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. It would be the fourth highest close. I guess I'm sorry, guys. I actually forgot this first week leading up. But regardless, guys, it was a groundbreaking week that we had. And right here, you notice that we are having a little bit of an indecisive candle right here, but currently we are sitting below it. And if Bitcoin can close above the $11,688, which actually shows where we kind of had that open, right? That would be massively bullish for Bitcoin. Now, like Byzantine General pointed out, he said this range is a beautiful example of how important the weekly open and monthly open levels are. And you can see right here, we have weekly open now actually acting as support, and we have had multiple tests down to that level. So, you know, the thing is in the bear market, people are just sort of over-exuberantly bearish, right? No good news can sway it, right? And now I think that, you know, some people are having difficulty switching gears into bull mode. I've seen a lot of people sitting on the sidelines still being very bearish. Could we have a pullback? Yes, we could have a pullback, but, you know, there's been a lot of gains to be made. Now, one thing kind of interesting to point out is that the CME futures has actually closed at around $11,870. And on that chart, we are actually at the top of the resistance. So are we going to have that weekly open and that panic sell back down to the bottom of around the $11,300 level? Very, very interesting. I am curious to see what that shows, because technically, if we look at the CME futures weekly chart, close, then, did we close higher? Well, actually, having a look over here, actually, you know what? Why don't we just do it on the CME futures chart? I'm here right now anyway. So, yeah, I mean, technically on the CME futures chart, that was a bullish weekly close. So why would the spot chart not follow? Well, anyway, I want to talk about what David Puel mentioned. Now, this is the on-chain analysis of basically whale accumulation, right? And he says unspent whale clusters confirm a great battle taking place. Two actors at play. Top buyers at 12K to 14K reaching their break-even price, and current buyers active after the first higher high in over a year. Now, he says if we get a correction, it might likely result in another major cluster of reaccumulation around the 10K level. 10.5K being crucial support, right? We obviously have a CME futures gap at 9.6, but he does say if we break out, well, enjoy the ride, my friends, because it's going to be a very explosive breakout. Now, having a look at the ETH chart, you notice Ethereum's doing something kind of interesting. Ethereum is doing more of an ascending wedge. However, instead of, more of the heart line, we actually had a bit of a bounce off the top of the previous resistance right here, represented by this blue box. And you can see if I actually zoom in right here, Ethereum wicked below it, but essentially bounced off of that blue box. So Ethereum is a little bit more of a tricky chart right now. I am keeping my eyes on it for the breakout. I'm not sure if Ethereum's going to have the breakout, but if Bitcoin does have that positive weekly close on the spot and we do try to test the 12K again, then I think Ethereum will probably try to test back up around the $450 level again. Now, let's get back to various metrics that are talking about the inflow from capital, inflow capital from institutions into Bitcoin. Now, this is still increasing, right? You would think like these guys are not going to buy the top. Well, honestly, a lot of these traditional guys, they basically wait for the trend to get confirmed. They don't buy the bottom. They wait. They look to get in. Now, you can see right here, if we just talk about Grayscale alone, their assets in management are around $3.55 billion. I don't have to tell you how well these guys have been performing recently. The company had a record $1.4 billion in inflow just this year alone, and it was mainly driven by institutions, not by retail, okay? The retail FOMO is not here yet. People think it's here yet. That's going to come like when Bitcoin gets back to 20K, that's when everyone's going to start calling you up again, right? Large scale bulk purchases of Bitcoin among institutions are increasing and institutional products demand is rising. Now, according to cryptocurrency market data provider Skew, you can see right here, however, there has been an interesting correlation between Bitcoin and gold. Now, we did see them kind of get apart, for a little bit. They did separate. Recently, they have been highly correlated, which could signal that there's a lot of people looking for these safe haven hedges like Bitcoin, like gold. The correlation between it is especially high. During a time when prominent investors like Berkshire Hathaway's Warren Buffett are obtaining exposure to gold. Wait, what's that? Warren Buffett interested in gold? Well, having a look right here, it was reported on several major news outlets that Warren Buffett, American billionaire investor, did in fact buy 21 million shares of Barrick Gold worth about $563 million. This is something investors like Buffett, known as value investors, have not done before. Now, Buffett has not been a big gold bug. He doesn't talk about gold. That's not something he's interested in. But recently, you can see he has. Robert Kiyosaki, he says this is a big change after trashing gold forever. Buffett acquired shares of gold mining company Barrick and selling financials. Great news for gold and silver investors. Terrible news for poor and middle class. Economy is coming apart. Got gold, silver, and Bitcoin. And actually, I was watching this video earlier. If you guys want, I'm not going to play the video, but you guys could watch this. By the way, follow my Twitter account. I know I wasn't able to get a video out yesterday, but I do post quite frequently on Twitter, guys. So if you want, you can check me out. My profile, it's over here. It's just at the CryptoZombie. So, I was retweeting some things over here on my Twitter. We'll get to this story in just a bit. But, essentially, Anthony was saying Bitcoin's market cap will surpass gold's market cap by December 31st of 2029. And Peter Schiff, of course, says by 2029, you'll be lucky if the market cap of Bitcoin still exceeds the market cap of a baseball cap. However, However, we do have ex-Prudential CEO George Ball now putting this video over out on Reuters, and Dan Tapiro said, shock, this guy has become a Bitcoin believer. George Ball is about as much of an old-time Wall Street establishment guy as there is. Ex-president of VF Hutton and CEO of Prudential in the 70s and 80s, should get play with the older money crowd. And if you haven't seen this video yet, I'm going to take an opportunity to play this super quick, and you could just realize that the more you're having these old school players, you're having guys coming in that basically have been bashing on it for quite some time, or saying they weren't interested, now saying, you know what, we need to hedge. We need to look into things like gold or even Bitcoin. So check out this video clip super quick, and then we will continue with the video.
Well, George, what assets should investors get into, say, outside of equities?
I've never said this before, and I've always been a blockchain, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin opponent. But if you look right now, the government can't stimulate the markets forever. The liquidity flood will end. And sooner or later, the government's got to start paying for some of the stimulus, for some of the deficits, for some of the well-deserved, very smart subsidies that it's providing to people. Are they going to raise taxes that high? Or if not, are they going to print money? If they print money, that debases the currency. And probably even things like TIPS, Treasury Inflation Protected Securities, can be corrupted. So the very wealthy investor or the trader probably turns to Bitcoin or something like it as a staple.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. I mean, we heard Jamie Dimon talk about Bitcoin before.
Jamie's at least a partial convert. I'm not sure that he's a total convert. And then the notion isn't to hide or to seek a tax refuge, but to have something that can't be undermined by the government and that won't become worthless if the currency becomes worthless, or at least if enough Robin Hooders happen to believe that. If the Robin Hooders don't want to trade stocks as they have, where are they going to put their money? There are no yields today. And so Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency becomes a very attractive, either long-term, I want to make a safe haven for my money, or a short-term speculative bet. And I think it's where many people will turn after Labor Day, Fred.
So it's Bitcoin, huh? Well, thanks, George, for your investing tips.
So this is pretty incredible. I mean, you are seeing these guys. Now, keep in mind, one of the things that he had mentioned is the same exact thing that Warren Buffett mentioned in the clip. If you guys want to check it out, like I said, it's on my Twitter. And, they were worried about how long can this continue? It's worked so far, but will it work forever? Can you just continuously print and print and print and print money forever? Or do we need to have some type of a standard, whether it be a gold standard or a digital standard, right? So yeah, I mean, this is definitely, this is crazy times, guys. And like Charles Edwards says, he goes, how can you be bearish on Bitcoin here? Look, okay, maybe we retest some of the lower levels, right? But he says, you got Dave Portnoy in Bitcoin, Fed investigating crypto dollar with MIT, gold SR flip, 26% up in Tether. Okay, what is Tether being printed for? Usually to buy more Bitcoin. 45% supply hasn't moved in over 2 years. This means there's long-term hodlers, and energy value is increasing over price, mining profitable and price near production cost, and accumulation price structure. So, and I like Sam Callahan. We got the fundamentals, we got the technicals, we got the memes. Most important part, came here for the gains, stayed here for the memes, right? That's what Sam says. And finally, I want to end on some big trust swap news. Now, lots of people in the Telegram group, I was seeing them asking, hey, what's going on with trust swap? Why is trust swap pumping? It was almost up to $1 almost, right? Now, keep in mind, guys, we had spoken about this a while ago on the channel. I told you guys about it when it was 24 cents. Currently, it is almost 90 cents today. It was a little bit higher earlier, but what is going on? Well, we could talk about price all day, but what I love about Trust Swap, it's not just the fact of, the price is pumping. That's great, right? But they have amazing fundamentals. This is a tweet I retweeted, another thing on my Twitter, which is why you need to go follow me. They say, huge new addition to the Trust Swap Launchpad. Every project that goes through the Launchpad will be airdropping 2% from their total supply exclusively to swap holders. The amount you earn from airdrop will be directly proportional to your swap holdings. This means by simply holding swap tokens, you will be continuously earning tokens from highly vetted projects with massive potential. The more swap you hold, the more tokens from these high caliber projects you'll earn. So this is something that you don't see over on Binance or any of these other places, right? Where you hold the token, but you're not rewarded for doing so, right? You basically have to enter a lottery, you try to get in and whatever. You are going to be involved in every single token on the Launchpad, guys. This is huge. So just for holding swap, you're going to get basically just airdropped free tokens. Why would you not want to hold swap? Not financial advice, but just think about that, guys. It's like free money, and you're getting it basically at, the earliest price you could possibly get it. You're getting it at Launchpad token sale, opportunity prices. So, and it's free. You're literally getting an airdrop. So I don't know, guys. It's a no-brainer to me. This is why this project has been on my radar for quite some time. It's definitely a project I am interested in. I think that, like I said it in my other video. I don't want to keep harping on price because, God forbid we have a crazy market crash, Bitcoin dumps, altcoins take a hit. People are going to yell at me. But personally, if these guys continue down this road, I don't see why these guys couldn't be, honestly, like a top 50 crypto, maybe even higher. So keep your eyes on TrustSwap, guys. Definitely one of my favorite projects I'm looking at right now. And so that's basically it for me today. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Like I said, today is the last day for the Ledger Nano S giveaway. Drop a comment if you are interested. Let me know what your thoughts are on Bitcoin. Do you think that we're going to get another bullish close, or do you think we're going to get some kind of crazy fake out last minute and the whales are just going to dump on you, right? Well, we did have a look at the accumulation chart, and it does seem like if we could push above these levels, we could see fireworks. However, if we do get that rejection, we may head back down to around the $10,500 level. But like I said before on the channel, even if Bitcoin was to go down to those levels, I would not be bearish. That would still be bullish for me because we would still be putting in an ascending trend. You see, every time, we had this dip here, but look, we just keep climbing up and up and up. So, even if we were to retest down here to, maybe the 9.6 level, close the CME futures gap, I still think it would be bullish. Might kind of suck short term, but great opportunity to buy cheaper. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're awesome. I love you. Get subscribed if you haven't. Join the free Telegram group. That's it for me. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.